We're going to do a healing for Leo. The first thing I did was drink a whole glass of water. Water is life. You must pay attention to water. Here's to you, Leo. Thinking of you, Leo. So for Leo, we're going to cleanse, give blessings to the grandfather Mel, whose life wishes flow through Leo to me. I see you, Leo. To the mother from whence he came, to the little boy child that he is embodying now, to the mother, which is me, grandmother, mother of Elizabeth, mother of Leo, and the great grandmother Evelyn, and the great grandfather Ivor. All this awareness flows through Leo. There's no flash. Take care, Leo. Take care, Fritz. Take care, Max. Take care, Hans. Take care, Elizabeth. Growing up, encountering life, it's like being at the head of the Titanic and going into the unknown with all the wind and waves, and actually not being on a boat, but being in your life that has who knows what. Because I've always loved you, I'm going to try and think in your shoes. Hi, Leo. I thought I might get a movie. It's to you, Leo. I think bell. Ding! 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 Feet bottoms. I went through my body down between the lungs and kind of veering over to the left. I don't know what's down there. Maybe in the colon, when you're trying to get a colonoscopy, there's a sigmoidoscopy. There's a bend there, which often they just do a colonoscopy up to that point. And sometimes that hurts if you're constipated. But it's also, I think, the gallbladder. But it went down through your legs to the bottoms of your feet. Is it possible to hold your own feet bottoms? You can hold one or the other at least. If you place your palms on your feet bottoms and feel circulation, like through the right hand, through the left leg, and the left hand through the right leg. That's hard to do. It's easier to do. In any case, what you're going to do is your connection with the outside world. It's going to be recirculated into your own self. Your own self needs you to be complete and not worry about all this stuff that's out here, or even them that came before you, things that you will bring into you, ways that you will go out, things that you have no control over that come into you and out of you. All these things are your interface. What now you're going to remove yourself from interface by your feet that go places are now just connected to your hands that do things. And this way, you can feel the wholeness of your being. Feel every little sensation that you have. Feel how if you're sitting somewhere, feel how it feels with your weight from your head down through your body, through your butt, how that weight feels. That's your reality right now. And feel, when you take a breath in, feel how that expands through your chest and your shoulders and up through your neck and up through the top of your head, as though you're hanging from the top of your head. There's something that is magnetic to Leo. It's Leo's light connection. It's kind of a light gripper, and it can attach to your attention. Your attention is at the very top of your head. And at that point, the Leo light gripper is connected. It could be a star, but what it is, it's coming from inside yourself. It's your own floating buoyance. Remember the movie you saw that I did with the birds on the shore and the water coming in with the light edge, and the water is coming in, and that's who we are. The sand is our body, and the water is what's around us, and the birds are our thoughts, and we're kind of wandering around getting what we need. And right now our thoughts are with breathing in and breathing out. But best of all, we recycle all parts of ourselves continually. I mean, the air comes in, we breathe it in, and it comes down, and it goes into our blood, and it flows to contact every little cell, like down in those cells in the bottom of our feet. And then the cells being fed from the oxygen from what we breathe is coming through our hands. And we can give that back to ourselves through our thoughts, through the energy. It's energy. Feel the energy cycling through your body. It's a wonderful thing. Like you might be feeling hungry or thirsty, or a lot of times we'd like to get a hug. We'd like to feel something outside that loves us. And sometimes, no matter how much we get that, it's still not enough. Because it's our self-love that's the most important. And the self-love is completely honest. It says that it knows what you're good at and what you're bad at and what you're worried about and what you wish you were and what kind of seems set up in your whole life to make you feel angry. But this self that you have can actually look at that. Like it can go to the top of your head and imagine a light connection there that Grandma's talking through. If you've got a view of that light, if you can imagine it, mine is kind of golden with orange and scarlet red fingers coming out like kind of like flowers. I don't know how yours might look. Could be just plain white light, like a moon. Take some time to look at that. And then in your imagination, you can take that light and put it someplace in your body where you'd like it to be. And then you can talk to that part of your body and ask it if it has something to tell you. Mine went to the other side, opposite that gallbladder side, right in front of above my hip bones on the right side. I think appendix is over there. And then for Caroline, the light is behind her navel, a little bit down, kind of a center of gravity where she would like to meditate. But then I started to feel the tips of my fingers. I don't know if I'd like to play the piano. Da 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 da. Or swim. The feeling of going forward. Who am I? I can do things. I'm free. I am completely free, no matter what happens, because I know that within. Hug myself. You know, there's great healing in breathing out through your nose with a hum. Like you keep your mouth closed and first thing you do is go Mm. 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 It's like with each breath, because sound brings all the vibrations. That's why we do the marching band music. So energizing. Comes up through the ground and down through your feet and through your body, and then it brings out this music of sound connecting with all the other sounds. It's wonderful. But when you do then breathe out, it's actually helping you cleanse from and build up resistance to the COVID virus. Because I've read about this, about an asthma teacher who teaches this breathing. I should send it to you because he is an asthma therapist, and that might help you. I learned this breathing from him. And you breathe, breathe in with like a count of 3, and then you breathe out with a count of a little bit more, like 4. So as you breathe out with the sound, I forget exactly what it does because I translate it into my own healing ritual. But for you, for the COVID, it did something. It helped him get through airports and traveling around the world to conferences and not become infected. I think you build up something through your body when you make the sound coming out. Breathing out, you're breathing out all your parts of yourself you don't like hating, like not wanting to live even. You breathe that out, you go, hmm. And when you breathe in, also through your nose, you keep your mouth closed. It's like the whole world starts over with that breath. And you feel like you're reborn. Because that is a point of wonder. So you go, mm. 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 I want to tell you what I saw. I saw the light at the top of the head. It's like maybe about this big. As a baby, there's a soft spot there when you're born where the skull hasn't completely come close together. I think it's called the fontanelle. And as you are are becoming, you're growing up, you're becoming a little toddler kind of creature, like right here. That becomes harder and harder. And so when we put our light up there, we kind of illuminate that openness that we had when we were first born, when we were babies, to keep our light there. And I sent that a little copy of that light, maybe about this size. Can you see that, Apple? And I put that on Leo's head right now, wherever he is. And it was kind of a little healing light disc to call forth his And as I did that, I remembered being with his uncle, Leo Geary, right after he had fallen down from the sky and hurt himself. So he had died on the mountainside. And they brought him to this mortuary, and I was there. And I was giving him a healing throughout his whole body, but I was standing behind his head. And I could feel his life force centered there. And I actually, time, we live through it, but it's also all happening at the same time. So sometimes, if we let ourselves, we can not be stuck in this time. We can kind of just float over to another time. And I went back to that time. It was, I'm thinking of 1961 when he was born. That's not it. It was 1992 when he died. And I had this light, and I just took a little copy, and I gave that to this Leo now, which is kind of like at Leo's birth, which was in 2006. So I did it then. I put this little spark there. And if you bring, Leo, if you bring your light, little light flower or whatever it is, little light candle or a match, whatever it is, flashlight, maybe the light on your phone. There's some kind of little light you can imagine is your life happiness. I mean, to be aware and grateful for life is nothing but happiness. And you have this all the time, no matter what kind of adventures you're putting yourself through. You can always not have those adventures if you make this place prepared for yourself. And that can be a place of renewal. When you just have not a speck of patience left for this world that is so painful and so dumb and so uncaring It's so boring. It's so not a place that you want to be in. You can always remember that you are a human life that came here on this adventure. And to just be aware of it is all you have to do. And there's no other requirement. Remember, tell them that. There's no other requirement except for me to be aware of this fact.